DC fans want Charlie Fraser to succeed Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe, and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Soon after James Gunn announced that the Justice League in his new DCU would be played by an entirely different cast, the fans started to speculate several names. After David Corenswet was cast as the new Superman, the fan casting for the other members also gained hype. Gal Gadot gained widespread praise for her portrayal of Wonder Woman in the DCU. She even had a threequel plan before it was scrapped by James Gunn. Despite being disappointed, the fans have been keen to know who will play the next Diana Prince. Now, it looks like people have come up with a new name who can be perfect in the role: Charlie Fraser. After her film debut in 2023's Anyone But You, Charlie Fraser recently appeared as Mary Jabassa in George Miller's Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. Gal Gadot was first introduced as DCU's Wonder Woman in 2016's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It was followed by her solo outing in 2017's Wonder Woman. She continued to garner appreciation for her role across several DCU films before the universe came to an abrupt end with James Gunn and Peter Safran's takeover. Charlie Fraser has given a commendable performance as Anya Taylor-Joy's Furiosa's Mother Mary in the George Miller directorial. Although it was only her second film, the fans think she has both the capability and looks to perfectly fit in the role of the Princess of Themyscira. The Australian actress has enjoyed a celebrated modeling career and has also been featured on Vogue Australia's cover. Many fans have taken over the internet to even claim that she looks like the Aussie version of Gal Gadot. Numerous fans believe that Zack Snyder had an incredible vision for the DCU. Although it did not succeed, the fans never stopped to praise his visual style and the casting. A fan recently claimed that Charlie Fraser also looked as if she came out of a Zack Snyder film. Many others joined in the discussion and agreed that it could be a memorable casting if it happened. Even though this fan casting has gained much attention on X, some fans also agree that the actress should be checked with a few more projects before such a gigantic role. It must not be forgotten that such a role would also come with certain responsibilities. However, if it happens and the audience connects, then it will push Charlie Fraser on a different level. James Gunn has not announced anything about Wonder Woman in the DCU yet. However, a prequel series titled Paradise Lost, set before
Prior to
Diana
helming
Prince's birth,
big-budget superhero
is slated to be
flicks,
released
James
on Max.
Gunn
faced his biggest challenge in one indie superhero movie. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. The MCU has a history of hiring relatively unknown directors for its movies, which seemingly reflects the studio's adamancy to control its filmmakers. But this wasn't the case with James Gunn, who was brought on board to helm a movie about Guardians of the Galaxy, which, like Gunn, was relatively unknown in the mainstream landscape. While the scale of the movie was miles above Gunn's indie superhero flick, Super, surprisingly, the director was much more comfortable filming the huge-budget Marvel movie. In contrast to the MCU's alleged controlling approach, James Gunn had total creative freedom under Kevin Feige's leadership from the get-go. Although this might have to do with the Guardians' relatively unknown status in the mainstream landscape, Gunn succeeded in transforming them into household names, thus kickstarting his dominance in the CBM scene. Moreover, the MCU didn't shy away from giving the film a massive budget of $170 million. Still, despite the huge scale of Guardians of the Galaxy, which was uncharted territory for the director up to that point, the challenge was relatively easier than that of Super, which he deemed harrowing for its short window via Collider. We had to do like 50 setups a day, so it was just a harrowing, tough experience, and this is difficult, but it's because it's over such a long period of time. But on a day-to-day basis, it's actually a lot more. Using the word easy is not the greatest thing, but yeah, it's easier because you do have more time for the setups, you have more time for planning. Considering the director has continued to deliver critical and commercial hits with his superhero flicks since then, it's safe to assume that the adequate window for production is responsible for his consistent track record. Under his regime, Gunn is giving writers an adequate window to come up with the best storyline, which isn't surprising given his stature as a writer-director. Moreover, instead of following Marvel's approach, Gunn has been adamant about prioritizing writers, who are set to be the cornerstone of the new DCU, as no project will move forward without a finished script via Collider. There's no set timeline for anything. The one thing that I've tried to make clear to people from the beginning, in the way that I hope we're different, is that everything in DC is going to be based on the writers. Given how he has continued to mold himself to different challenges throughout his career, whether it be Super, Guardians, or the Suicide Squad, one can't help but admire Gunn's perseverance as a filmmaker. Veteran director James Gunn may have just caused the fall of the MCU as Superman becomes the most anticipated film for viewers in 2025. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. It has been quite a while since we have seen this beautiful sight. Although unsteady, James Gunn's DCU slowly and steadily found a rhythm, and this rhythm has now gotten the people hyped up for this year's cinema. 2024 was not the best year for Hollywood. From some high disappointments to some surprising successes, it was a weird year for movies and box office collections in general. However, people are really excited about 2025, and none more so than James Gunn. Back in 2022, Gunn was announced as the co-head of DC Studios alongside Peter Safran after Zack Snyder's outing from the DCU. Soon, it was announced that Gunn himself would be directing a Superman movie for his DCU. From rumors and fan casting of actors for the role of Superman, David Corenswet was announced as the new Man of Steel, and the world waited in anticipation. There wasn't much buzz at that time. However, as more teasers and promotional photos began to be released, people realized that James Gunn might be onto something grand here. The release of the teaser trailer was the tipping point as it reached millions of people in a matter of minutes, and Superman's anticipation took flight. Well, as per IMDb users, a list was created showing the top 10 most anticipated films in 2025. It has been quite a while since we have seen a DC project sitting on the top like a king. If you look carefully, you will notice that there are 3 MCU movies on the list. Gunn's Superman managed to create a hype that is far greater than some of the greater MCU films, and that is a feat in itself. Well, the world is excited, and for all the right reasons too. From a fantastic musical score to some stellar acting by David Corenswet, James Gunn has declared an all-out war against the superhero genre. It was in 2013 when Snyder ventured into DC characters and directed and released his iconic film Man of Steel. Starring Henry Cavill in the lead role, the film was quite a controversial take on the character, since this Superman was forced to get his hands dirty. Although everyone is entitled to their opinion, and Snyder had a justified view for his take on the role, a majority of people disagreed with him, including Warner Brothers and DC. Well, in an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Snyder revealed that he wanted characters that were actually mortal with superhuman powers. His statements were, like his films, quite controversial. I never looked at it